Well, I've caught myself always buying games in Ultimate Deluxe Pro Max editions. Almost everyone does it this way, and that's okay I think. But in recent years, it has felt like a decision between buying the full game and losing part of the main content. It's ridiculous how studios try to make us feel this way. I think it's okay to pay more in situations like Helldivers 2, where paying more feels like support for the studio, not like buying something. For real, just look at these bonuses. Just a few non-meta guns, cosmetics, and a status. So, bruh. And it's also fine to pay more for an expansion of your favorite game, like in Fallout New Vegas, where you get new storylines. But sometimes it looks like you're buying content that should be a normal part of the game. Seriously, developers cut games and sell content as DLCs. If you don't trust me, just remember Hearts of Iron 4. This game looks like an indie game dev's ugly demo without half of its DLCs. It's the same with the most Paradox interactive games. Just turn off DLCs and try to play. It feels weird and broken. Not only Paradox does this, it's a trend that started maybe 10 years ago. A trend of selling games in parts. While DLCs used to be a tool for continued support, now they are more a tool for max monetization. DLCs in most cases are not free, but there is a big difference between paying for cut content and paying for new content. And that's so ridiculous. So, how did it happen that studios started selling us all this crap? Yeah, sure, we should be grateful to Bethesda. In 2006, for the Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion, they released the Horse Armor Pack. Just 2 armor sets for your horse, nothing more, okay? And oh, there's also one storyline. I'll tell you about it, it's really amazing. It starts with our character receiving a note. Then, we have to go to Chestnut Handy Stables. There, we meet a vendor who gives us a set of horse armor. And that's it, the unique storyline of this DLC. That sounds really awesome. And after 20 years, you can still buy it for $2.50 in the Xbox store. Seriously? $2.50 for 2 armor sets for your horse? Really? Bethesda opened Pandora's box of useless DLCs, but that's not as bad as taking your DLCs back. Bungie. Why? It was really painful. So, the second part of Destiny was really something fresh. I spent a lot of hours there and still think that it has awesome level design in PvP and good enough storyline. But monetization sucks. I played from the beginning and still remember the first DLCs and the experience I got from this game. And, okay, stop the emotions. I bought 4 DLCs, not cheap DLCs. And I can say that all of them had really nice storylines. But a few quests and storylines made the world consistent and were important for the lore. A few days ago, I went to come back there and found out that Bungie just took the DLCs that I got and moved them to the Content Vault. For understanding, the Content Vault is a system for cycling content in and out of the game, and it's kinda okay if you talk about free-to-play games. But I paid for the content before, and now I just wanna play it, but can't. Yeah. They made content from these DLCs free before sending them to the wall. That's crazy. Thanks Bungie, I'm very happy to be scammed like that. We don't own our games anymore, so when you buy content be sure that you don't have any guarantee of access tomorrow, like it was with the second part of The Crew. Okay, it was an emotionally hard moment. Let's talk about something funny. Nikita Buyanov. If you don't know this man, you are the lucky one. This cinnamon roll is the owner of Battlestate Games and the game designer of Escape from Tarkov. He's well known for his beautiful shitpost on Reddit and a lot of interesting promises. But his personality is not as interesting as the situation with Escape from Tarkov. In 2024, he made a new pack for this game, the Unheard edition. And yeah, it's absolutely unheard. $250 for a game like that. Before the Unheard edition, the maximum pack was Edge of Darkness for $150. And we got a promise that we would get access to all DLCs with this pack. With the release of the Unheard edition, Nikita tried to change the description for owners of Edge of Darkness. Seriously, he changed some points that made this edition unique. It's a long story. Sub and maybe in one day I'll do a Chronicle Slop video about it. By the way, with the new pack, he revealed a PvE mod for the game. Everyone was celebrating. PvE without wipes sounded great for people who don't have enough time to play a lot. But PvE isn't a DLC, Nikita really said so. Yeah, you paid $150, supporting an interesting project in the test phase of development, and relied on promises that the max pack would give you access to all content. And Nikita just said, no? For almost a week, the community hated him on all social networks, and he walked it back. I'm really proud of the Reddit guys and the Discord Tarkov community. You made him do this and respect the community. I'm really proud of you. Okay. Developers' disrespect towards gamers. What about developers' disrespect towards mod makers? RimWorld. I love this game, and I have spent 500 hours there, and bought all DLCs. And the DLCs there really have a lot of content. New mechanics and endings give you a new experience. But what if the developer just sells mods? And that's much worse than Todd Howard's idea to sell mods in Skyrim. The devs of RimWorld just take mods and mod packs and make DLCs based on them. DLC Anomaly is a Lovecraft horror based mod pack. Odyssey is Save Our Ship. Biotech is humanoid alien races. They are not perfect clones, but still we can see a lot of unique game design ideas there, were taken from the mods. Is this bad? I don't know, but I never heard that the RimWorld devs said thanks to the mod makers, whose mods they used as references. Are DLCs better than mods? And here there are also no answers. A big part of the community makes mod packs with hundreds of mods for the vanilla game, with unique gameplay and mechanics, and they are really awesome. By the way, if you made an awesome mod for RimWorld, be ready for the devs to just take it and add it as DLC without warning you. To tell the truth, this whole video was made to tell you about the stupid thing what I ever seen. How 6 years ago one Polish studio used DLC as a damage control tool. Yeah, not as a game expansion, not an additional monetization, and not as support for the game, as a damage control tool. And I won't talk about it, cause we will see pre-order of the new Witcher soon. Yeah, I'm talking about Cyberpunk. It's really ridiculous to remember the cost of marketing. They spent 142 million on it, and 174 million on development. 142 and 174. Yeah, they almost spent the same on marketing and development. And what did we get? The absolute worst release of recent years. After being delayed 3 times. In 2020, it was delayed from April to September, then to November, and was finally released in December. And the release sucked. It's really hard to find screenshots and footages right now, but in my playthrough, there were a lot of problems with loads. In my best friend's playthrough, there was a broken main quest, so he couldn't enter one of the last quests, because security didn't want to get out of the doorway. And in his playthrough, Jackie died in a T-pose. Feels the atmosphere of this slop? We played on PC, where it was playable enough, but people on consoles got 10 FPS and a lot of visual bugs. The situation was so bad that Sony pulled it out from the store in a few days, and Xbox offered refunds. Most gamers got the same experience. In 2026, we already got used to this. But in 2020, after Keanu Reeves and ads from every box, people thought about it as the main release of the year. Okay, what's the role of DLCs here? After one of the delays, they announced a pipeline, where we can see information about free DLCs. What DLCs does it have after 6 years? There are 18 DLCs over there, which look like deleted content, so they could release the game faster. And they also added some cosmetics. And Phantom Liberty. The first one all players got for free, but the second one, if you think that it was free for people who made a pre-order, it's not. Cause Phantom Liberty is not a DLC, it's an expansion. What's wrong? DLC is downloadable content for a game. If I bought Phantom Liberty and downloaded it from the Steam, is it downloadable content? CD Projekt Red doesn't think so. So, bruh. So they used non-existent DLC as damage control and forget about it after 3 years. and gave us removed content that was cut for faster release. People who trusted them and didn't refund their pre-order got nothing special after 3 delays. And that's really funny to hear all these stories until you remember that you live in this version of cursed reality. We can trust that all these stories are good lessons for studios on what not to do in the future, but they see this as guides to action. I'm Lunev. Like, subscribe, leave a comment. 67 Uvu.